cost-effective and versatile food to grow would be herbs. Woo, there we go. As you know, I love my herbs. We grow herbs and we grow them all year round. So we grow them in the garden in the summertime and we grow them in the windowsill in the wintertime, in the cooler months. They do not require a grow light, so they usually do really well just sitting in the window, depending of course how dark it is. But even here in Sweden, they've done really, really well. Herbs can just add a lot of flavor to any dishes. They can go savory, they can go sweet. And if you're on the budget, I would say adding herbs and growing a couple of herbs on your windowsill can really take your dishes from A to C. Like, it is amazing how much herbs can elevate a dish. If you think about it, one of my favorite dishes are tabbouleh. What would that be without parsley? Herbs are also, because they're cost effective, because all you need is some good gardening soil, some good planting soil, I should say, and organic, a pot, and some seeds. I like to grow my herbs in pots only because some of them have a tendency to take over and become invasive. Like mint, for example. When we sold our house in Estrella Avenue, we had lived in that house for 17 years. Okay? No, actually 15 years, excuse me. And when we moved in there, Bella was newborn, and someone gave me a mint plant, but cautioned me not to plant it in the garden because it would take over. Bella was like, I like mint, and I planted it in the garden, and well, that mint did take over the garden. And by the time we left, we had still a huge patch and mint showing up all over the garden. So I learned my lesson. I now grow mint in pot, and I grow a lot of it because the kids really like mint. I like mint. Mint is, you can use it. We use it in dessert. We use it in salads. It really makes it really good, actually, adding mint to salad. We like to make tea from it. We like to add it to when we make lemonade. We also like to add it just to water and many more dishes. We also like to grow garlic scape, also known as garlic greens. This is just literally, you take a garlic clove, if you have one that's already a little sprouted, put it in, make it a hole, put it in the soil, cover it, and start watering it. And you eat, obviously. You're not growing the actual garlic bulb, you're growing these greens, and you can use this, and they will keep on coming back. So all the herbs you can harvest, and it will keep on growing. It's not like, kale or lettuce or anything like that you harvest, and then, it runs its course, and you have harvest everything there is, and you have to start over. Herbs will keep on growing for you. This is what I love about them. So in the fall, when summer's over and it's starting to get cold, I just bring my little herbs and put them in the window. So there are different ways that you can preserve herbs. Like I said, I like to have them just fresh, that I can cut them and use them. But I also like to freeze them, so I would take them and chop them up really, really, or mince them really fine, and put them in the freezer, and that way I can just take whatever amount I want and sprinkle them onto any dishes. I also like to dry them and use them as dried spices and put them in my spice cabinet. And just use a dehydrator, or if you have a hot air oven, you can do very low heat. You can probably Google it and find a very easily way how you can dry herbs. And of course, when you use dry herbs, you use less than if you use fresh herbs. You can also, what I've heard, and I haven't done this personally myself, but you can freeze them in olive oil. And it looks really fun, and I probably would try that, but you just put them into ice cube, you mince them and put them into ice cube trays, and then fill up with olive oil and put it in the freezer, and it becomes solid little cubes that you can add to food and to any dishes, and will make it really, really flavorful. Anyway, so these are just a few ways how you can grow herbs. And like I said, it's a budget friendly. You only need a few seeds, and some of the herbs will bolt. And I would say cilantro always seems to bolt really quickly for me, as well as dill. Now, I have to say that you can still eat the herb. It might be slightly more bitter. I have never noticed. I don't have a problem with it. But the blossoms are really, really delicious, and you can use those. So you can still pick them and eat them. Matter of fact, dill blossoms is something that we love to add when we make pickles, cucumber pickles. So I will pick them in the fall, all the blossoms, and I will freeze them and use them because they're so divine and so flavorful. They have a very concentrated flavor of dill. Some herbs, they just never bolt. Mint, I never had a bolt. I never had actually basil bolt on me. I'm sure it does, but I haven't. I also grow herbs not just for culinary, but also for using when we make homemade skincare or homemade cleaning supplies. So I would say lavender is one of them. And I love lavender. I heard my great grandma always say that you should always plant a lavender by your garden gate. I don't have a garden gate, but I have a garden door because for good luck and for protection. I don't know what I'm protecting myself against, but I have lavender. But lavender is really nice. I love the smell of it, and I also like it because it feeds bumblebees. This one I brought in, and there was actually a little bumblebee. I had to wait for him to be done. So it feeds them, and it's kind of fun to, like, you hear the bzzz in them. But lavender I use for making household cleaner, so vinegar, like household cleaning vinegar. So I just take a couple of the flowers and I put it into a jar, fill it up with distilled vinegar, and let it sit in the window for about a week before I strain out the flowers, and then you have very nice smelling cleaning vinegar. So anyway, these are just a few the herbs. So this year I'm growing mint, parsley, dill, basil, Chinese chive, first time, garlic, scapes, lavender, rosemary, thyme, and there's going to be a couple of more herbs as we go along. But this is at least what we have started. I mean, it's only May here and we're still having some cold weather, so these herbs are moving in and out of the garden. Anyway, I would like to know, what are your favorite herbs to grow and what do you use them for? Or do you have a special way to preserve them? Bye!